It's Fix Radio, the Builders Station, Boston on the way, and Zara Larson. We always talk to the sporting legends, though, on the Friday Sports Kickoff, and we're going to do that right now because ex-boxer Anthony Crolla is here. He held the WBA lightweight title in 2015-2016. He fought 45 times with 35 wins. 13 of those were knockouts. But then he retired, and he does a lot of training and inspires the young people to get into boxing. But not just boxing. We're now talking about building as well as boxing. We'll ask him why in just a second. But Anthony, I've got to ask you first of all, it's the Premier League back this weekend. Your team are in action. Just before I ask you about boxing, call your team, Manchester United, the
Yeah.
Stoke City of the Premier League. Is that unfair?
I don't know. It's I mean the way they played last week. I mean, obviously they're still the biggest club in world football still, and I think we always will be. But yeah, we've not been playing like that. That's true. But I'm like most Reds. I've looked forward to the start of the new season, and I have no doubt on Sunday afternoon by about 5 o'clock, I'll be wondering why I've missed this. But let's be hopeful.
Well, and it's Arsenal as well. You've signed a few, they've signed a few, so I can't actually call it. But hopefully the culture's completely changed now, and everything will be fine. You'll be all right. You'll be at
Yeah.
least mid-table to just above relegation. So that's the good news.
We'll see. We'll
Um,
see. But yeah, no.
that's rich
Football
from
season starts Sunday. I
That's
can't wait.
rich from me as a Burnley fan. Anyway, let's talk about boxing now. Since you retired, you've been doing all sorts of stuff, which we'll talk about. But I know, very relevant for Fix Radio, the Builders Station, that you're joining together construction apprenticeships with young boxers. Why have you decided to do this? Tell me about the project.
Do you know what it is? Because I think the project is to like try and get young amateur boxers, not just young amateur boxers. So I take that back. Young amateur boxers also who are like leaving school, looking for education, looking for some kind of apprenticeship, so that there's a very, very, very small percentage of boxers who go on to have a professional career, who then make enough money to not have to worry about work again. So I always advise every amateur boxer to have sort of a backup plan. But it isn't just amateur boxers, it's retired professionals, and it's current professionals as well, because not everyone's earning this on the Riyadh season cards, earning the Saudi money. And not just that. I mean, listen, I've got a lad in the gym who I believe is every bit good enough to be on those kind of cards, and he's having to work. He's having to work full time, get in the gym while he can, because when you're not with one of the bigger promoters, you have to go on something called a ticket deal, which will then you'll have to cover the cost of your opponent. You'll have to then put a bit in the house, which, listen, is understandable because promoters, obviously, they're putting up their own money. So sometimes fighters are walking away with literally nothing. Um, and there's that. But I think in that, so that it's within that, we're also trying to get fighter sponsorship. But in that, these company giving these fighters sponsorships or apprenticeships out, we're trying to do our bit, whether it's Q&As, sort of fitness days for the company and stuff like that. So we're trying to give something back as well. Um, but yeah, no, I always believe as well. I think boxers 9 times out of 10 make, I think they'll make very good apprentices, or because they're due to having that bit of discipline, turning up on time, like they'll turn up gym on time, they're wanting to learn just like they're wanting to learn a trade, or whichever may that be. And yeah, so that's the idea behind it all, Andy. And it's going well. Obviously, we're trying to attract more and more companies. We've had a really good success rate with the ones that we've worked with so far, and some really big companies. Ones we're very grateful that are on board.
Yeah, I mean, some of the construction companies you're involved with, you're underway already. I'm sure you'd like more to come forward. But I mean,
Yeah.
training apprenticeships used to be a big thing certainly in construction these days. Less and less so, unless you're a big company. So, what kind of companies do you look for? Are you looking for the corporates to do it, or are you looking for a two-man builder down the road?
No, listen, honestly, and it's so we're open to all sorts. Like you say, yourself working with some really big companies in construction and stuff like that. But not every boxer is going to be very good on the construction side of things. Listen, I done bricklaying at college, and I always remember the teacher saying to me, Anthony, listen to me. You're never going to be a bricklayer, but I get you've got to do this, because then you're allowed to do your training, your extra training. And he used to just have a laugh at me. He said, "You're better off going to Tenerife and running a bar or something like that." So I know personally, I know I wouldn't have been the best bricker. However, if there's other jobs, like some boxers might be better in an office, some boxers might be best sort of, yeah, work alongside IT, stuff like that. But then there is a lot of boxers who will be good on the construction side of things, and that's proven. And then it can work around the boxing when they've not got a fight date. They can go away for a few weeks and do that little bit of work, which, like I say, which some of the boxers now that are coached, that's what they're having to do to get by. Um, so yeah, no, that's it. I think, listen, open to all kinds of jobs, all types of careers. I don't even want to just say sort of backup careers, because if there's young amateur boxers who are doing well, but then they're really striving in the job, which one or two of them are, then you've got to have that. You've got to have that conversation where, everyone has a dream, but you can still do this. But at the minute, you're doing fantastic. And the other avenue as well, will that be the more successful avenue in life? Then you've got to have those conversations. I wouldn't say the difficult conversations, or just say the grown-up conversations. But that's what we're trying to do.
All right, we're talking to Anthony Crolla, former boxer. I want to know why he was a rubbish brickie, and I'll ask him that after Boston and More Than a Feeling on the Friday Sports Kickoff. It's Friday. It's the sports kickoff. All the music and all the sporting legends to keep you company till 5 o'clock. And we've got a legend here right now. Ex-boxer Anthony Crolla, still involved in the game. He inspires young people, and he's connecting construction with boxing, and looking for lots of connections, because there is a massive connection between construction and boxing. And just before Boston, if you've only just switched on, Anthony Crolla, former boxer, told me about training as a brickie, but getting told he's probably going to be rubbish at it. Now, there are electricians that are listening right now that are going, how can you get that wrong, mate? You just stick one on top of the other. Why were you a rubbish brickie then?
Do you know what I was? I think I didn't have the patience for it. I think I would have been a very good labourer. And I think half the times that's what I do. I'd even fill the mixer. And I probably enjoyed that a lot better. But I probably would have been done in by the time I was 25, by the rate that I thought I could go at. But yeah, I don't think, I think sometimes, I think the tutors, listen, Mr. Tosh, Mr. Dirking it up with all. I think half the times they pass some of the walls just to go away from the headache, just to get away from the headache.
Yeah,
It really was. It was. I wasn't a very good bricking, but there's a lot of boxers who will brick because they can do it alongside the training. They can do it alongside the training, as they can a lot of trades. So you'll see a lot of boxers now currently who are trying to work their way up, but still have to provide, whether it be for a family or just to pay for bills to get by in life.
yeah.
They'll still do their bit of work on the side.
I've talked to a lot of boxers on the Friday Sports Kickoff who do the scaffolding or the labouring
Yeah,
or whatever it is. Wales' strongest man, he's on the building site, and then he's going out and trying to pull a truck along just to make it all work. So there is an image though with boxing, which is you see the top sort of 3% getting these big paydays in
yeah.
Saudi at Wembley at the Manchester Arena, and you think everyone's made of money. But it's like any other industry, isn't it? I mean, the 98% are just trying to get by.
And I promise you, it's so different. So, like you say, like just trying to get by, but to the point where 90% of professionals now who are turning over, I say to them, you've got to be prepared to lose money. You'd be much better. Like I said, I mentioned one of the lads now, like a Bobby Faulkner, and I believe he's every bit good enough to be on those cards. He just needs his chance. However, in the meantime, like I said, he's had to work for the last few weeks because he can't afford not to, helps his dad out and stuff like that. But then he'll be back in the gym. He's fighting at the start of October. So we'll have a full camp. He's ticking over staying fit the best he can. However, he's literally paying to fight. He's paying to fight in the belief that one day he'll get his opportunity on those type of cards. And that's just Bobby Rhino. But there's lads in every gym like that. Do you know what I mean? You'll be talented lads who end up having to walk away from the sport. So this is one of the reasons where sort of even in between fights, if I fight a canoe, a little bit of money to help keep him ticking over to chase that dream. That's part of the mission.
And they can add benefit to the construction industry at the same time. And
Yeah,
I hear you're also considering setting up a boxing B-Tech for 16 to 18 year
yeah.
olds as well.
That's something we're very close to doing. So again, to so they get the qualification while being able to continue the training. You know, so as the training being around other quality fighters, I was gonna say lads and girls now, you know, to keep improving the boxing skills, not neglecting them, but also again, it's having that summit, that little summit to fall back on. And then if you're going into further education, you've got that option.
Well, if people want more details and they want to get in touch and offer their services, where's the best place to go? Have you
Yeah.
got a website?
So there's Project Boxing. If you go on social media, you'll find Project Boxing. The website's all in there in the bio. You won't be able to miss it. And it'll offer everything regarding courses, apprenticeships, and stuff like that. Yeah, and much more.
Right, there you go. Project Boxing, the place to go. Ex-boxer Anthony Crolla, Manchester United fan. He's disappointed in Manchester United and thinks they'll get relegated this season, then probably into League One. I think that's what you said, something like that. If you want to go and
Something like that.
Yeah. Go and look at Project Boxing. You'll find out all about it. Construction and boxing together. It's the perfect show for it. It's the Friday Sports Kickoff with Zara Larson now.